Did I say I didn't belong over here?
You said you had
I don't live over here.
Okay.
Okay. I do belong here.
All right.
So that's as far as I'm willing to take it.
Okay.
Somebody has called in.
And that's fine.
Shut up. Somebody has
first
called
off,
in.
you don't tell me to shut up.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you.
Okay, you're not going to tell me to shut up. I'm 48, I'll be 48.
How old you are.
You're not going to sit there and tell me to shut up.
Here's the deal, man.
There is no deal.
I'm trying to explain
I don't
to you
answer
what gives us the
questions.
right.
This is Kenneth Grants, an independent insurance adjuster, who successfully won a lawsuit against the city of Blanchard, recovering in excess of $75,000 in emotional distress and punitive damages.
How's it going, man? You live over here, or what's we doing over here? I've had a couple people call in on you.
Okay. Am I doing something illegal?
Well, no, they're just calling on you saying that they don't recognize a truck in the area. So, my duty to check and see if you live over here or what's going on.
I live over here. I'm here for a purpose.
Okay. All right. You working? You see you got a ladder in the back. You working somewhere?
Yes, sir.
You got a driver's license on you just so I can identify you?
Have I done something illegal?
Well, I like to identify you, just know who I'm dealing with. Make sure.
Fourth Amendment right now to show that.
At approximately 2 afternoon on March 22, 2019, Mr. Grants was sitting in his car minding his own business. Officer Haynes of the Blanchard Police Department approached him without reasonable suspicion that he was engaged in any unlawful activity or had committed any criminal act. Officer Haynes falsely claimed to have received multiple calls about Mr. Grants being in the area. He proceeded to ask Mr. Grants the reason for being there and demanded to see his identification. Mr. Grants refused, and the situation escalated from there.
Right now to show that.
Well, if I make a contact with you for a reasonable suspicion call like I am right now.
Being suspicious is a misdemeanor or felony.
Okay. Well, sir, here's the deal. I was called on you, okay? For a suspicious vehicle, you said yourself you don't live over here, you have a purpose. What's your purpose? Is the purpose legal or illegal?
That's pretty good to determine that.
Okay. So for me to determine that, I need to see your ID.
How is my ID going to determine whether I'm...
Well, it helps let you know who I'm dealing with. Lets me know who I'm dealing with.
But my name doesn't tell you whether I'm...
Yeah, it would tell me, like, if... I don't know if you belong over here. You said you don't, so I don't know if someone over here's got a VPO or something against you.
Did I say I didn't belong over here?
You said you had
I don't live over here.
Okay.
Okay. I do belong here.
All right.
So that's as far as I'm willing to take it.
Okay. So you're not willing to give me your ID?
I don't have any reason to.
Okay. Well,
So-
do you have a reason for being over here?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can I know that reason?
No,
Okay.
it's not none of your business.
Well, it is my business if you're planning on breaking into something, which I don't know if you are or
Okay,
not.
make that determination whether you feel I'm going to break into something.
No, that's why I want to identify you to help me figure that determination.
How is my identifier?
Okay, because if I identify you and I run your check and it says you've been arrested 5 times for burglary, then I'm going to go a little bit further. If it's nothing, I'm just going to identify you, kick you loose, have a good
but
day.
what suspicion of a crime do you think that have committed, about to commit, or am going to commit?
502. Can you start 502 over here? So I have a call for service.
I understand that.
Okay.
And I appreciate you doing your
I've had
job.
multiple call, okay? And so if you're not from here, I'm not sure if you are, because I don't know who you are.
Okay.
Okay.
My plate's right back there. I'm sure you can run it.
Yeah, okay. So is that how you want me to identify you, through your plate?
If that's what you have to
Are
do.
you the owner of the vehicle?
Do you suspect that I'm not?
I have no reason to believe you are.
Well, I'm sitting in a truck in front of a house waiting
For what?
with my keys right here.
Okay.
That's none of your business.
It is my business.
No, it's not. Why is it your business?
Because I want to make sure you're not going to break into any of these houses or anything like that.
Do I look like I'm about to break into a house?
I don't know. You have a ladder.
That's your determination you have to make.
You have a ladder.
And
What could you use a ladder for?
Does having a ladder in the back of your truck make it, is that illegal?
Well, no, but if you've been arrested multiple times for burglary, it could be.
Okay, so make that determination.
I'm trying to get your ID to make that determination. It's really not that hard. All I'm trying to do is identify you.
Okay, but I have a Fourth Amendment right.
You
if
do.
I have not committed a crime,
you also have a right. I also.
you have the right to ask me
If
anything
I'm
you want.
conducting an investigation, which I'm currently doing, and you don't comply, it's obstruction, correct?
Am I being detained?
I'm asking you a question first before I answer that.
Okay, until I know whether or not I'm being detained.
You are not free to leave at this time.
Okay, then I'm being detained. I won't answer any questions until I have an attorney present.
And until I deactivate my lights, until you're free to go, you're detained. It's like a traffic
That'll
stop.
work.
Okay? So
I don't answer questions.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't answer questions.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't answer questions. I don't commit, I don't accept any searches or searches of my persons, properties, papers, or effects.
Okay.
I'm sitting here doing nothing wrong. I'm sitting on the side of the road in front of a house, public roadway, perfectly legal.
This is a public roadway.
Public roadway,
Owned by
yeah.
the city of Blanchard?
Well, I can tell you the road it is. It's
But is it owned by the city of Blanchard? That's the question I'm asking.
251 Summer Valley Road.
Okay, what I'm asking you, is this owned by the city of Blanchard, the street?
I have no idea. It's a public accessible roadway.
Okay.
These people have to get to it. These people have to get
But
to it.
that's not
Those
what I'm
people.
asking.
In Oklahoma, which is not a stop and identify state, people are not obligated to provide identification to a police officer unless they are lawfully detained or arrested, or if there is reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. Mr. Grants is aware of these rights, but also understands that for Officer Haynes to issue a lawful order, there must first be a reasonable cause for the stop before he can legally detain him.
Here's a 28, come back to him, where's it belong out of?
He returns to a Kenneth Brandt out of Oklahoma City. Physical address is 791 South Council Road.
Are you Mr. Blanche?
Not Mr. Blanche. That's not what she said.
That's what it sounded like.
That's
What
not
did it sound like? Can you repeat that last name, please?
A from Grant, George Robert, Alan Moore,
Grant,
Tom
okay.
Zeba.
Radio distorted sometimes. Clear on Grant. So are you Mr. Grant?
Again, I don't answer questions.
Hi, man.
I'm being detained at this point.
Dude, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to
I
identify
understand
you
it's
and
not a
catch you
big
loose.
deal, but with this day and age, as you guys put it, citizens have to start standing up for their rights or they lose their rights.
I'm not going to lose your rights at all, man. I'm just trying
Okay,
to make
but
sure all these people around here live in this neighborhood are safe.
And I understand.
Okay?
And do you have any reason to believe that I'm here for a nefarious reason?
Do you think I have any reason to believe that you're not?
I know why I'm here,
Well, if I knew why you're here, I'd cut you loose and have a good
but
day.
that's none of your business.
That's what you claim.
That's between me and that
Look, man,
me and that policyholder right there.
Look, man, I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to do you
And I
sideways or
understand
anything like
that.
I'm just
And
trying
I
to
understand
identify
that.
you, make sure you're not a wanted murderer somewhere, and then I'm going to cut you loose. That's
And
all
I
there is.
understand that, but I have
That's
the
all there
right.
is.
I have the right to be secure in my
And I have a
person's
right
houses,
to figure
papers,
out
and
why you're
effects.
here. Make sure you're, as in your words, not here for
Okay, make
probably affirmative. Definitely need to. He's refusing to give me identification.
and that's your determination you have to make.
Well,
But
like I said, man, it's not that big a deal.
but I have every right to stand up for my rights,
I understand it. I'm not trying to violate your rights in any way, sir.
and I understand that.
I'm trying to do my job. And
You've
make
been
sure.
very professional and very courteous, and I just have my rights that I'm gonna stand behind.
And I understand
I
that.
serve
and
my
don't wanna-
country for that purpose.
And I saw the Army sticker, and I appreciate your
So-
service. But I want to make sure that you're not here for, in your words, a nefarious reason. So that's all I
And
do is
I'm not.
identify you, make sure that you're not a wanted murderer or got warrants, anything like that. Then I cut you loose, and you have a good day.
Okay, you've already ran my plates. They gave you the information that you needed. You can ask them to go ahead and run me through NCIC or
Do you have a date
David.
of birth then? Because I have to run it with a name and date of birth.
I'm not going to answer that question.
So you're telling me how I should do my job, but yet you're not allowing
No,
me to do my
I'm
job.
standing up for my rights.
And I understand that. Like
Okay,
I
I
said,
haven't done
but
anything wrong.
I'm doing my job.
Okay, I haven't
conducting an
I haven't committed a crime. I'm sitting here in front of a house, which is perfectly legal.
Officer Haynes had already run Mr. Grants' plate, but seemed intent on finding something to incriminate him. He claimed that Mr. Grants had parked on private property, attempting to link him to a trespassing accusation. Captain Bellamy of the Blanchard Police Department arrived approximately 6 minutes into the interaction and proceeded to disrespect Mr. Grants. When Mr. Grants tried to defend his rights, Captain Bellamy told him to shut up and insisted that he was required to provide photo identification when requested by a police officer. However, the judge later ruled that this assertion was not accurate under either Oklahoma or federal law.
Well, you're not completely on the roadway there, sir.
Okay, has anybody asked me to move?
Do they have to ask you to move? It's private property.
Okay, but there's also a public easement right here.
Oh, is a public? Because this is the city of Blanchard Road, so it's a public easement.
No, the side of the road is.
Oh, because this is the city of Blanchard Road, so therefore make a city easement.
Okay,
city road, right?
what are you trying to accomplish?
What I'm
Okay,
trying to. Also, I want to do,
I'm
sir,
not
is
going to give you my
identify
ID.
Okay.
Okay, I haven't done anything illegal.
Okay. Well, then
You understand that by not identifying yourself appropriately as requested by the officer is illegal.
that's
Okay.
obstruction.
That's a secondary charge. Okay, I have to be, for you to ID me in the state of Oklahoma. Okay, I have to be suspected of committing a crime, about to commit a crime.
Well, you are committing a crime. You're trespassing.
I'm not. Has anybody told me to leave?
Somebody has called in.
And that's fine.
Shut up. Somebody has
first
called
off,
in.
you don't tell me to shut up.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you.
Okay, you're not going to
Here's
tell
the
me
deal.
to shut up. I'm
Somebody called us
47
in.
years, 48.
I
I'll be
don't care
48.
how old you are.
You're not going to sit there and tell me to shut up.
Here's the deal, man.
There is no deal.
I'm trying to explain
I don't
to you
answer
what gives us the
questions.
right. You telling me
I don't
that
answer
we don't have the
questions.
right? I'm explaining to you how we have the right.
You don't have a right to get my ID if I've done nothing wrong.
I'm trying to explain to you why we have the right to get
You
your
don't
ID.
have it.
I'm trying to explain to you why I have it. Okay, will you listen to me? There is a call that somebody placed to our police department of a suspicious vehicle and person inside that vehicle. We therefore have the right to come investigate that.
Okay, is being suspicious.
By that being the case, we are here investigating that, and in order, and as part of that investigation, we can identify you and request
You
your
can
identification.
ask. You may ask all you want.
And you are also required by
I am
law,
not required by law.
upon request
Wrong.
from law
If I show you the
enforcement
state statute
to ID yourself.
that you're required to do that, will you give me your ID?
Absolutely. Show me the statute.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Officer Haynes consulted with District Attorney Travis White regarding the law pertaining to detaining and identifying Mr. Grants. Travis informed Officer Haynes that he needed reasonable suspicion to perform such actions. Travis also mentioned that if necessary, Officer Haynes would have to follow Mr. Grants through town until a traffic violation occurred in order to legally obtain his identification. During their conversation, it became evident that the only suspicion Officer Haynes had was related to Mr. Grants having a ladder on his car, which is not a crime under Oklahoma state law.
Hello?
Hey, Travis.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing. Sorry to bother you. I got a random question for you, though. I'm dealing with something right now.
Yeah. What's up?
So I got called out to an address out here in Blanchard, Summer Valley Road, for a suspicious vehicle. And gentleman's parked in a black pickup. He's from Oklahoma City, but he won't give me his name and tells me he doesn't have to give me his driver's license because he's not done anything wrong.
He's driving a vehicle?
Well, he's parked right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
But-
technically, there's no obligation for him to identify himself. I mean, unless you've got reasonable suspicion that he's committing a crime.
Well, the thing is I have no reasonable suspicion to believe that he's not committing a crime because he has a ladder in the back of the truck and he's in front of houses that aren't occupied right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, there's no compelled ID statute in Oklahoma. I have to think about. I mean, do you have anything else to suggest that he might be involved in something illicit?
Well, I'm curious why a man from Oklahoma City is parked on a dead-end road in Blanchard. And, he has no... I ask him if he lives here, and he says, I don't answer questions.
Okay. Yeah, so...
He asked if he was free to leave, and I said, not at this time. I have my emergency equipment activated, and I'm trying to investigate.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you're going to drive away, absolutely you can pick him up because he's driving he's operating a motor vehicle, but you don't have a traffic violation at that point.
Well, I follow him out of town until I get one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, you don't have a complaining party. You haven't found him actually trespassing. All you've got is a guy sitting in front of an unoccupied house with a ladder in the back.
Yeah, and the road he's on is it's one of those not city Blanchard roads, but he says it's city easement, even though he's parked in this person's yard. Part of his truck is in the person's ditch line. He's like, well, that's easement. I'm like, well, this is a private road, so therefore it's not a city easement, buddy.
Right. Yeah, man, I don't think you've got enough to compel him to give you his identification.
Okay.
I mean, I know that's not what you want to hear.
No, that's why I called you instead of just ripping him out of his truck.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, you might try to think of a way to get him pulled over and stop. But I would have to, you have to base it on some sort of observed traffic violation in order to get him ID.
Yes.
But like, this is frustrating the hell out of me for years.
It has today's date.
Code 4.
It has what on it?
Today's date with 3 a.m. and a camera. And it has one of these addresses.
Oh, okay. So
Plain view in the front seat.
he's got a manila envelope in his front seat in plain view with a camera on it. The manila envelope has 3 a.m. and today's date.
And one of these addresses.
And an address on the street on it.
Is Summer Oaks? Summer Valley.
Did you hear that, Travis?
Yeah, I didn't quite understand it. He's got a manila envelope explained to you on the passenger seat. It's got a date and a time and an address on it.
An address on this street on it.
And it says 3 a.m.
It says 3 a.m.
and a camera.
and a camera sitting next to it.
Oh, he's probably a private investigator.
Probably, but I don't know why he wouldn't want to tell me that.
I asked him if he was a
Because those guys are douchebags.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been my experience, and there's probably some of the more litigious people that you want to come across. I've been involved in a lawsuit.
see if I can get
Yeah, and I just don't think you're over the line. I mean, I don't think you're beyond that point.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I'll just tell him that I'll contact Cleet about his private eye license or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to continue, talking to him, and
But I'm just, I gave him the same spiel I gave everybody else that says I don't have to give my ID. Yeah, you're right, you don't. But I like to know who I'm dealing with. Make sure you're not a convicted murderer. And he says, well, I don't answer any questions. I'm like, look, man, I'm not asking you a whole bunch of questions. I'm just trying to figure out who you are. If you ain't got nothing to worry about, give me your license. I'll cut you loose. Have a good day. I just have to do my job and identify and make sure you're not here robbing, because guess what? If the house gets broken into, you're the person I'm going to come talk to.
who's the vehicle check back to?
Gerald Grant or something like that out of Oklahoma City.
Who?
Gerald Grant or something like that out of Oklahoma City.
Okay. But it's not stolen?
No, it didn't come back 29. Trust me, if it had been 29, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now.
Yeah, no, I know. Okay. I just asked these questions for right benefit. So, all right, man. Well, listen, I wish I could be of more service to you, but I think you're right up close to it. You're not over the line yet. That envelope's unusual, but it's not necessarily evidence of any criminal activity.
Yeah. Unless I can prove that he's taking pictures he shouldn't be taking next to people's houses.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no crime in that either. I mean, shoot, people do that all the time.
But I meant like shooting into the house where naked people are naked.
Yeah,
And
like
whatnot.
Tom stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
So.
Okay, man.
All right.
Let me know if it develops further, all right?
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
As Officer Haynes was speaking with the district attorney, Chief Stacy White of the Blanchard Police Department arrived at the scene. Captain Bellamy informed Chief White that Mr. Grants had refused to identify himself. Chief White, after being on the scene for only 16 seconds and without further inquiry, instructed Captain Bellamy to arrest Mr. Grants. This instruction was given despite there being no probable cause.
He's gonna get out and come back here and talk to us?
No, she just said you're arresting. And he's been videoing this whole time.
I know you've been doing
Answer
something.
questions. Go ahead and just lock me up.
What are you arresting him for?
I don't know. Not.
What are you arresting him for? What are you arresting him for?
Huh?
He hasn't violated really a crime yet, so it's not.
Are you investigating a crime or a possible crime?
Possibly.
Okay,
Suspicious
he's
vehicle.
obstructing an officer from doing his duty, right?
Okay.
Said you're meeting somebody here in a few minutes.
You have a legal right to make contact with you based on a problem.
And I don't
And
have
you're
to answer
obstructing that. I'm not here to listen to you. I'm here to tell you what's going on. Okay? I don't care if you record me.
We
We
I don't
are ours
care.
are being recorded
Okay,
too.
you're obstructing an officer from doing his duty. So now you're under arrest, unless you want to cooperate. Okay? That's the way it goes. Have a nice day.
Okay.
Would you like to explain the address and the time on the folder inside your vehicle with the camera?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Look,
You're
man.
gonna identify yourself.
I don't answer questions.
Look, man.
You didn't ask a question. Hey,
Can you please take your hands out of your pockets for me? Thank you.
Look, I was trying to do, man. If you're PI, no big deal. We'll get out of here. We gotta confirm who you are. Make sure, especially with the camera car, make sure you're not doing peep and Tom stuff. Okay?
Not a PI. So the only thing you can have a camera for is if you
No.
if you're a PI.
No, that's not what I'm saying, sir.
Insurance adjusters aren't allowed to have
Are you an
a camera
insurance adjuster?
to take photographs of damage and stuff.
Are you an insurance adjuster?
I possibly might be.
Okay. Do you have any proof of that?
Okay, but I mean,
I'm
why
just
do I have to
saying.
answer questions?
I'm
I'm
just-
here for a legal reason.
We've got a call.
I'm
Can I
not. I'm
get
just
your
not
date of
answering
birth?
questions.
Can I get your date of birth?
you're failing to
I don't
identify
have
yourself.
to by law.
You
I
are
have the
failing-
Fifth Amendment right
You are failing to
not to
identify
answer
yourself.
questions.
You
What
want
law
to
have I
identify
broken?
yourself.
What law have I broken to identify
Is there anybody
myself?
at this house? Let's see if there's anybody at this
Put him
house.
in handcuffs.
What law have I done?
Turn around, put your hand on your back for a second. You need place investigative detention, okay? You're in investigative detention at this time. You understand
I
that?
hope all your body cameras are on.
They are, sir. Do you understand that? I said you're.
Just said
What did I say?
that I'm under investigative detention.
Okay. What does that mean?
I'm being detained.
Okay. So you're being detained.
I understand what that means.
All right.
There's
So
a difference between an arrest and a detention.
there is. There is. You are correct. If you're an insurance adjuster, that's fine. We'll identify you. We'll make sure you're at the right house and kick you loose. Not a big deal, bro.
Well, the folder for this house is sitting right there. And the homeowner's not home, so she doesn't. If she,
Do you have the homeowner's name that I can contact? Make sure you're supposed to be here.
yeah, but that's none of your business.
Okay, that's
As a
fine.
matter of fact, if you want to go talk to that neighbor right there, he has the garage door to let me into the house so I can get a photograph of the inside of that garage door.
That's all you had to say from the beginning, man.
I don't have to tell you that. Don't you guys understand what my rights are?
Nobody said you have to tell us that. What we said is that you have to identify
I
yourself.
do not.
You
I
do
haven't
have to
broken a
identify
time.
yourself. But we are here investigating whether or not you have. We have reason
You
to
have
believe.
every right
Listen
to
to me.
investigate.
Stop interrupting. You asked for my respect. I'm asking for yours in return. Okay? We are investigating because somebody called a suspicious vehicle and person in that vehicle. Okay? I'm not done talking. Within that investigation, we can identify you by getting your identification. You are required because we are investigating that you may be committing a crime, and therefore
What crime?
you must identify yourself.
What crime?
Trespassing. That's
Trespass-
number one.
Okay, sir.
To be trespassed, I
Keeping
have to be
time
asked to
for
leave.
all we know.
Okay, and that's
for all
you
we
guys
know.
to determine.
That's right, and
That's
in doing that,
part
we
of
have
your
to identify you.
investigation. No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No. You can ask for my identification. I am not legally required to give it to you.
Except that you.
No, I'm not. My attorney has told me so.
I don't care what your attorney told you. You have to
I do.
identify yourself because we're
My
investigating
rights
a
are
possible
important to me.
crime.
My rights are important to me.
A possible crime is being investigated.
What crime?
I just told you two.
Okay? If then arrest me for those two crimes.
We're investigating that. We haven't determined that you've committed those crimes.
I haven't committed
However,
any crime.
we have to identify you.
No, you don't.
Can you look in?
I have a Fourth Amendment right not to tell you.
Helpful name of the owners. You can make contact with their continue to
Address for that's me.
We have uploaded the files for the Kenneth Grants versus the City of Blanchard case in the description. Please feel free to review the entire process and obtain further updates.